Hey everyone, Cas here, and last week was a very interesting week for the VR industry. Many photos of the new Oculus Quest headset was leaked, so today we're covering all the rumored specifications and we'll end the video with my speculation. It'll be fun to make this a game and hear your predictions as well. Let's get started, but first, if you like what you see, then consider subscribing and now join me beyond reality. So, if you've missed all the leaks, I'll take you back in my time machine to the previous week before diving into the rumored specifications of this new headset. Let's go. So on Wednesday, July 22nd, this photo was leaked on Twitter by the user called Walking Cat. This is what looks like a new marketing image of the new Oculus Quest. It shows its front with the camera's buttons at the bottom that may be volume buttons and two controllers. Noticeable differences from the current Quest headset are of course its white color. The top camera at the side seems to have moved back a little, and the new Velcro-less strap. In the post, a bit further in the comments, Walking Cat replied to another Twitter user that he believes this headset is dubbed as the Quest 2. Of course, we need to take everything with a grain of salt as names are subject to change. Plus, any images shown in this video have not been confirmed yet, so no one knows what's real and what's not. It's all just rumors right now. But the Twitter user Walking Cat is a known leaker who usually leaks Microsoft products. He or she had previously leaked info on the HoloLens 2 and have leaked an image of the HP Reverb T2 before it was announced. Both turned out to be accurate. So this cute cat does have some validity. Then, 2 days later, on Friday, July 24, Walking Cat posts two more images of the headset. One of them is the other side of the headset, which shows that this version of the Quest has only one microphone jack, probably to make the headset lighter. But more interesting, the other picture shows the lenses. It shows the usual edited in light flare that we've seen before in other Oculus marketing images. It is interesting though that this image shows the headset from this angle, like it's trying to show that there is a better nose flap or nose gap, or at least less light leakage at the nose area. This image also shows clearly that if this is the next Quest version, we are going to get integrated speakers again in the straps, and it looks like we could get dual stereo microphones as there are two little black dots at the bottom of the headset. No IPD adjustment is to be seen though in any of the images, at least nothing that looks like the ones used in major VR headsets, which is usually a slider at the bottom of the headset. But what is exciting is the mysterious message tagged with this image. September 15, and then the emoji with that face and the monocle, which could mean that the headset may be officially announced on this date by Oculus. This would align with Oculus Connect 7, as previous Oculus Connects have been around that date. This year, Oculus has announced that they will host OC7 digitally, so make sure to keep an eye on Oculus then. Then, on the same day, as it wasn't enough already, we got more pictures of the headset from a Reddit user, and these pictures look very real. While the leaked images we got before could have been fake 3D renders. The Reddit post and user were deleted not long after these photos were posted, but luckily for us it was already shared everywhere. I mean, that's the internet for you. The first picture showed the strap more clearly. This strap has a similar form to that of the Oculus Go, with a top strap that's adjusted with Velcro. So it doesn't look like it will cup the backside of the head as much anymore for weight balance, which could indicate that the headset is lighter and thus more comfortable, at least I hope so. How you adjust the strap is unclear now, as there are no Velcro hook and loops at the sides anymore, and I don't even see how the straps could spring as the current Quest. I feel something has to be said with the two things at the back of the headset. They look like strap fasteners to me. Maybe you could use that to tighten the strap. Much like what you can do with a fanny pack strap like the one I have here. Although to me, this doesn't seem like it will be super comfortable. These two things have to do something though. Maybe Oculus will finally come with official accessories that you can place on the back of the headset using these things. This picture also shows where the side camera is positioned now. It's been moved more back than the current Quest, and this could mean we'll get better tracking for movements like shooting arrows with a bow. You know, these kinds of movements. And in this picture you can see the headset's exterior more clearly, and it looks like the new Quest device has removed the fabric from the sides and is replaced with plastic like the Rift S. The color white looks matte to me, and on these pictures they also look more grayish than full on white like on the previous pictures. There's a sticker on the headset that shows a warning. This device has not been
authorized as required by the rules of the Federal Communications Commission,
which is a pretty standard message on devices that have not been approved or released yet. Probably required by the FCC. The last picture that was leaked is from the controller. Interestingly, it looks like they moved back to the button placement of the original Oculus Rift consumer version 1, CV1, one of the first consumer VR headsets released. So on the picture, the battery cover seems to have moved back too. As you can see, the seam of the cover is now more in the middle than at the sides. Maybe that's because this new controller could solve the issue for a lot of users where the battery cover would come loose when playing really intense and sweaty games. Phew, that was a lot in one day, wasn't it? But it wasn't over. The next day, on July 25, Walking Cat shows another picture of the headset, the lenses side again, but with a bit more detail. Here it looks like the fabric that we had in the inside of the Quest, of the first Quest, is gone, and you can clearly see that the buttons at the bottom of the headset are volume buttons as we thought before. But still, no IPD slider to adjust the lenses according to the user's eyes for best clarity. But interestingly, the area around the lenses does look like it has enough space to move around. In this picture, I don't see a nose flap though, which gives me a question mark surrounding whether the light leakage from the nose cap is any better. And what is that mysterious number 2 area here? In most other VR headsets, there is a proximity sensor here to sense if a player is wearing the headset. But in this image, it looks like a toggle of some sort. Could this be an IPD adjustment? I really hope there is one, because if Oculus decides to move away from the manual IPD adjustment, it could indicate that they will go for a single LCD like the Rift S. This will increase visual performance with less resources needed, but not without its disadvantages. Without an IPD slider, many users might be left out from this headset as they might not be able to get comfortable, clear visuals. Okay, so those were the image leaks. Pretty exciting stuff to know that we might be getting a newer version of the Quest sooner than we think, but these are mostly exterior changes. It's harder to speculate what the hardware specification will be, so what's inside based on these pictures. There is some info on this though. On May 5 this year, Bloomberg.com did post an article saying that Facebook is working on multiple potential successors to the Quest. In this article, they say that Facebook is testing versions that are 10 to 15% smaller, that they are lighter around 1 pound and more comfortable to wear. According to the article, the new Quest device could also remove the fabric from the sides and replace it with more plastic like the current Oculus Rift S. And this does seem to align with the pictures that we just showed you just now, so that's interesting. Further in the article, they say that the updated refresh rate of the new Quest headset is at least 90 Hz and may even go to 120 Hz. According to the people they've spoken to, this may be kept at 90 Hz though, to preserve battery life, but even 90 Hz would be a nice upgrade from the current model 72 Hz. So based on these rumors and that article, I can give some predictions on the hardware specifications. Of course, everything is based on the rumors and just my guts, so I can be sure that this is correct, so keep that in mind. But what I think is that this is going to be a replacement for the current Quest headset. Not a Quest Lite to replace the Oculus Go, not a Quest Pro, and not a Quest 2, but probably a Quest S that will replace the current Quest. Like the Rift S replaced the Rift CV1. I think they will go with a better processor though than the current Quests, but I think we will skip the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 and possibly go with the 855 or XR2. They have to upgrade the processor if they want to improve the display specs like the refresh rate. I do think the refresh rate will be higher, but will be kept at 90 Hz. The display will probably be different, but I don't think the resolution will be much higher. It might stay the same even. I speculate that the field of view will be the same. I also speculate that this Quest will allow for higher bandwidth for Oculus Link video transfer. This means better game graphics when using Oculus Link and a VR-ready PC, as the new processor should allow that. I also think this new Quest might launch with exciting games, as Oculus has always been very content focused. When the Quest launched, for example, they promised to bring 50 great titles at launch. So possibly Oculus will also have some games to launch with this new headset as well that will showcase what this headset can do. But what game will this be? I'm not sure, but I think we might be surprised. And based on my guts, I think the price will be lower than the current price of $399 US for the smallest storage version at least. I think it will be more affordable, because Facebook's goal has always been to get more people into VR. I think it was 1 billion. So they are not looking for massive upgrades. I think they are prioritizing making the headset lighter, more comfortable and more affordable by removing hardware that isn't needed while finding a good balance on what they can update, like the refresh rate. Just because I don't want to miss the IPD adjustment, I'm going to say that they will include it, but I fear that they will go with a single display LCD. Again, this is only my speculation, so take it with a grain of salt, but I do think it will be interesting to have a friendly discussion about this. So what are your speculations and thoughts? Let's make this a game. Copy and paste this list. I've pasted the list in a pinned comment below. Fill in your answers and thoughts. Don't be afraid to make mistakes here. It's just all for good fun. The one who got it right the most will get a shout out once the headset is released and a small prize, which we will decide when the time is right. So I know that some of you might want to know if you should wait before buying a Quest headset now, and in my opinion, I do think you should wait. September is less than 2 months away, and if we are going to get new info then, I think it's worth waiting to see when it will be released, as it may be sooner than we think. But of course, if you have the budget for it, be my guest and buy both. And that's it for today. Leave me a like if you enjoyed this video and want me to make more of these kind of news videos. Thanks for watching, and if you got some time left, you can support us by watching more videos that will be displayed on screen right now. A special thanks goes to all our patrons and right-hand patron Cas and VR. Support him, supporting us by checking out his VR channel, and as always, VR on.